Welcome to Mythstory and Legends, where we journey through the myths and legends of ancient times. Today, we delve into the epic tale of the 10th labor of Heracles, a story of cunning, adventure, and the indomitable spirit of a hero. Heracles was the son of Zeus, king of the gods, and Alcmene, a mortal woman. He was renowned for his incredible strength, bravery, and endurance. However, Heracles' life was far from easy. Driven mad by Hera, the vengeful wife of Zeus, Heracles committed a grievous act that led him to seek atonement. To absolve himself, he was tasked with performing 12 labors by King Eurystheus of Tiryns, each more difficult than the last. Today, we will explore the 10th of these labors, capturing the cattle of Geryon. In his 10th labor, Heracles was tasked with capturing the cattle of Geryon, a monstrous giant who lived on the far-off island of Erytheia, beyond the Pillars of Heracles, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. The cattle of Geryon were prized animals, known for their magnificent appearance and their sacred status. Geryon, their owner, was not just any giant. He was a formidable creature with 3 bodies, each possessing its own head and set of limbs. This made him an incredibly challenging adversary, as he could fight with 3 times the strength of a normal man. The island of Erytheia, located in the far west of the known world, was a remote and mystical place, guarded by treacherous seas and dangerous creatures. King Eurystheus, ever eager to see Heracles fail, believed this task to be impossible. The journey alone would take Heracles to the edge of the known world, and the challenges he would face there were beyond anything he had encountered before. Nevertheless, Heracles, driven by his need for redemption and his unyielding spirit, accepted the challenge without hesitation. Heracles began his journey by traveling through the lands of the Mediterranean. He passed through Libya and Egypt, where he faced numerous trials and obstacles. In Egypt, for instance, he was captured by the king Busiris, who intended to sacrifice him to the gods. However, Heracles broke free from his bonds and defeated Busiris, continuing his journey undeterred. As Heracles journeyed through Egypt, he came upon the kingdom of Busiris, a land ruled by a tyrant king who had gained notoriety for his cruel sacrifices. King Busiris, believing that sacrificing foreigners would end the drought plaguing his land, captured travelers and offered them to the gods. Heracles, known for his immense strength and heroic feats, soon found himself a target. Captured and bound, Heracles was brought before the king. Busiris, with his dark, imposing figure, reveled in the thought of offering such a powerful hero to the gods. Heracles was led to the altar, his wrists bound with thick ropes and surrounded by the king's guards. The citizens gathered, their eyes filled with a mix of fear and morbid curiosity, as the ritual began. As the high priest raised the sacrificial knife, Heracles summoned his extraordinary strength. With a mighty roar, he shattered the ropes that bound him, his muscles bulging with power. The crowd gasped as Heracles seized the knife from the startled priest and turned his gaze towards the king. Busiris, caught off guard, barely had time to react before Heracles charged at him. The hero's movements were swift and precise. He struck down the guards who attempted to intervene and then confronted Busiris. The battle between Heracles and Busiris was brief but fierce. Heracles, fueled by anger and determination, overpowered the tyrant king. With a single, powerful blow, he ended Busiris' reign of terror, freeing the land from the shadow of his tyranny. The people of Egypt, witnessing Heracles' bravery and strength, cheered for the hero who had liberated them. Heracles, ever the humble warrior, did not stay to bask in their adulation. He continued his journey, knowing that his true task lay ahead on the island of Erytheia. Heracles' journey took him through the vast desert of Libya, where he encountered the sun god Helios. The heat was unbearable, and Heracles, in his frustration, shot an arrow at the sun. Impressed by his bravery, Helios granted him a golden cup, which he used to sail across the sea to reach Erytheia. As Heracles traversed the scorching deserts of Libya, the relentless sun beat down upon him. The heat was so intense that it felt as though his very skin was on fire. His throat parched, his muscles weary, Heracles pushed onward, determined to complete his quest. However, the desert's merciless heat soon became too much, even for a hero of his caliber. In a moment of exasperation and defiance, Heracles drew his bow and aimed it at the sun, the source of his torment. With a powerful release, he shot an arrow into the sky, its sharp point heading straight towards the blinding light. The sun god Helios, observing this bold act from his golden chariot, was both astonished and impressed by Heracles' audacity. Descending from the heavens, Helios approached Heracles, his radiant presence illuminating the desert sands. "Mighty Heracles," Helios spoke, his voice resonating with divine authority. "Your courage is unmatched, and your spirit unyielding. As a reward for your bravery, I offer you a gift that will aid you on your journey." Helios presented Heracles with a magnificent golden cup, large enough to carry him across the vast sea to Erytheia. This was no ordinary cup. It was a vessel of the gods, capable of traversing the waters with divine swiftness. Heracles, grateful for the gift, thanked Helios and climbed into the golden cup. As he sailed across the sea, the cup glided effortlessly over the waves, propelled by the power of the sun god. With this divine assistance, Heracles was able to bypass many of the dangers that lay in his path. The golden cup allowed him to travel swiftly and safely across the treacherous waters, bringing him closer to his destination. The journey across the sea was serene and almost dreamlike, a stark contrast to the harsh trials he had faced thus far. As Heracles approached the edge of the known world, he was met with the vast expanse of the ocean. To cross this barrier, he needed a way to navigate the treacherous waters and reach the island where Geryon and his cattle resided. The sea stretched endlessly before him, a daunting obstacle that seemed insurmountable. Determined to find a way, Heracles raised his mighty club high above his head and struck the ground with all his strength. The earth trembled under the force of his blow, and a miraculous event occurred. The land split apart, creating a passage through the mountains and opening a way to the sea. This passage would later be known as the Pillars of Heracles, a testament to the hero's incredible power and determination. The creation of the Pillars of Heracles was not just a feat of strength, but also a symbol of Heracles' unyielding will. It marked the boundary between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, a gateway to the unknown. With the passage opened, Heracles continued his journey towards Erytheia, his heart filled with hope and determination. Upon reaching Erytheia, Heracles encountered Orthus, a two-headed dog that guarded the cattle. Orthrus was a formidable beast, but Heracles, with his unmatched strength and swiftness, quickly dispatched the creature. As Heracles set foot on the island of Erytheia, he was immediately confronted by Orthus, the monstrous two-headed dog. Orthus, a son of the fearsome Typhon and Echidna, was a loyal guardian of Geryon's cattle. With its two snarling heads and razor-sharp teeth, Orthrus was a terrifying sight to behold. Orthrus lunged at Heracles, both heads snapping and growling ferociously. Heracles, ever the skilled warrior, anticipated the attack and dodged with lightning-fast reflexes. He knew that defeating Orthrus would require both strength and strategy. Drawing his club, Heracles prepared to face the beast. The battle was fierce and intense. Orthrus' two heads allowed it to attack from multiple angles, making it a formidable opponent. Heracles, however, was no ordinary man. He met the beast's ferocity with his own unmatched strength and skill. With a powerful swing of his club, Heracles struck one of Orthrus' heads, stunning the creature momentarily. Seizing the opportunity, Heracles delivered a second, even more powerful blow to Orthrus' other head. The force of the impact was immense, and the monstrous dog collapsed to the ground, defeated. Heracles had overcome yet another challenge, his path to the cattle now clear. With Orthrus vanquished, Heracles continued his quest, knowing that his greatest challenges were still to come. The defeat of Orthrus was a testament to his strength and courage, but he knew that Geryon and his herdsman Eurytion awaited him. Next, Heracles faced Eurytion, the herdsman of Geryon and guardian of the cattle. Eurytion, though a skilled warrior, was no match for Heracles. The hero defeated him with ease and moved on to the final challenge. As Heracles moved deeper into the island, he encountered Eurytion, the herdsman of Geryon and guardian of the prized cattle. Eurytion, aware of Heracles' approach, stood ready to defend the herd. Armed with a spear and shield, Eurytion was a skilled and formidable warrior. Eurytion confronted Heracles, his eyes filled with determination. "You will not take these cattle," he declared, raising his spear. Heracles, undeterred by the herdsman's challenge, readied himself for battle. The two warriors clashed, their weapons striking with great force. Despite Eurytion's skill and bravery, Heracles' strength and experience proved superior. The hero's movements were precise and powerful, each strike calculated to overpower his opponent. With a swift and decisive blow, Heracles disarmed Eurytion, knocking the spear from his hand. Eurytion, realizing he was outmatched, attempted to defend himself with his shield, but Heracles' strength was too great. With one final, powerful strike, Heracles defeated Eurytion, sending the herdsman to the ground. Heracles stood over his fallen opponent, his victory clear. Eurytion, though brave, was no match for the hero's might. With Eurytion defeated, Heracles turned his attention to the cattle, ready to face the final challenge, Geryon himself. Geryon himself emerged, a sight to behold with his three massive bodies wielding 3 shields and 3 spears. The battle was fierce, the ground shook with their clash, but Heracles, guided by Athena, the goddess of wisdom, found the giant's weak spot and felled him with a single arrow dipped in the venom of the Lernaean Hydra. As Heracles approached the herd of cattle, a shadow fell over the land. Geryon, the monstrous giant with 3 bodies, each wielding its own set of weapons, emerged to confront the hero. Geryon was a fearsome sight, his 3 heads snarling and his 6 arms brandishing spears and shields. He was a living fortress, his very presence exuding power and menace. The ground trembled as Geryon advanced, his multiple bodies moving in unison. Heracles, undaunted by the giant's fearsome appearance, prepared for battle. Drawing his bow, Heracles aimed at the approaching titan. Geryon, confident in his strength and numbers, charged at Heracles with a deafening roar. The battle between Heracles and Geryon was epic and intense. Geryon's multiple bodies allowed him to attack from different angles simultaneously, making him a formidable opponent. Heracles, however, had faced impossible odds before. Guided by Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, Heracles sought to find Geryon's weak spot. As the giant's attacks grew more ferocious, Heracles evaded and countered with precision. He knew that a direct assault would be futile. He needed to outthink his opponent. Remembering the venom of the Lernaean Hydra, which he had used to poison his arrows, Heracles saw an opportunity. Taking careful aim, he shot a single arrow, its tip coated in the deadly venom. The arrow flew through the air with lethal accuracy, striking Geryon at the juncture where his 3 bodies converged. The venom spread rapidly, its deadly effects overwhelming even Geryon's immense resilience. The giant staggered, his strength failing, and with a final, thunderous crash, he fell to the ground, defeated. Heracles had triumphed against all odds. The monstrous Geryon lay defeated, and the cattle were now his to claim. Heracles gathered the herd, preparing for the long journey back to Greece. The battle with Geryon was a testament to his strength, skill, and unwavering determination. With Geryon defeated and the cattle secured, Heracles began the arduous journey back to Greece. The path was fraught with danger, and the hero faced numerous trials along the way. One of the most notable challenges occurred when Heracles reached the land of Liguria, in what is now modern-day Italy. Here, he encountered the sons of Poseidon, Ialbion and Dersinus, who attempted to steal the cattle. Heracles fought fiercely, overcoming the 2 giants and continuing his journey. As Heracles journeyed through the land of Liguria, he encountered 2 fearsome giants, Ialbion and Dersinus. These sons of Poseidon were notorious for their strength and aggression. Upon seeing Heracles and the prized cattle, they saw an opportunity for plunder and glory. The 2 giants blocked Heracles' path, their massive forms casting long shadows over the hero and his herd. "These cattle are now ours," declared Ialbion, his voice booming. Dersinus, equally imposing, nodded in agreement, brandishing a massive club. Heracles, undaunted by their size and threats, prepared for yet another battle. He knew that he could not allow these giants to steal the cattle he had fought so hard to obtain. The battle was fierce and brutal. Iolbeon and Dersinus, with their immense strength, attacked Heracles with relentless force. The ground shook as they swung their clubs, their blows creating craters in the earth. Heracles, however, was a master of combat. He evaded their strikes with agility and countered with devastating precision. With a powerful swing of his club, Heracles struck Iolbeon, sending the giant crashing to the ground. Dersinus, enraged by his brother's defeat, charged at Heracles with renewed fury. The hero met the giant's assault head-on, their weapons clashing with a thunderous sound. Heracles, fueled by determination and strength, overpowered Dersinus, delivering a final, crushing blow that ended the battle. With both giants defeated, Heracles gathered the cattle and continued his journey. The encounter with Iolbeon and Dersinus had been a formidable challenge, but Heracles' skill and resilience had seen him through. He knew that more trials awaited him, but he remained steadfast in his mission. Further challenges awaited him as he traveled through the lands of the Iberian Peninsula. In a region known today as Catalonia, Heracles had to deal with the giant Cacus, who stole some of the cattle and hid them in his cave. Cacus, a fire-breathing giant, was a cunning thief, but Heracles tracked him down. Using his incredible strength, he moved a massive boulder that blocked the entrance to the cave, confronted Cacus, and retrieved the stolen cattle. As Heracles journeyed through the Iberian Peninsula, he encountered the notorious giant Cacus. This fire-breathing thief had a reputation for terrorizing the land, stealing livestock and hoarding his plunder in a hidden cave. When Cacus saw Heracles and the magnificent cattle, he could not resist the temptation. Under the cover of darkness, Cacus stealthily stole some of the cattle and led them to his lair. Heracles, upon discovering the theft, was determined to retrieve the stolen cattle. He followed the trail left by Cacus, leading him to the entrance of the giant's cave. The entrance was blocked by a massive boulder, a barrier that would have been insurmountable for any ordinary man. Heracles, however, was no ordinary man. Summoning his incredible strength, Heracles grasped the boulder and heaved it aside, the ground trembling under the force of his effort. With the entrance now clear, Heracles entered the cave, his eyes adjusting to the dim light. The cave's interior was vast and dark, the air thick with a scent of smoke and fire. In the depths of the cave, Heracles could see the stolen cattle, their eyes reflecting the flickering light of Cacus' fiery breath. Cacus, realizing that his lair had been breached, emerged from the shadows, his fiery breath illuminating the cave. "You dare to enter my domain?" Cacus roared, his voice echoing off the cave walls. Heracles, undeterred by the giant's fearsome appearance, prepared for battle. The two clashed in a fierce and intense fight. Cacus, with his immense size and fiery breath, was a formidable opponent, but Heracles' strength and determination were unparalleled. The cave echoed with the sounds of their struggle, the heat from Cacus' breath scorching the air. Heracles dodged the giant's fiery blasts and countered with powerful strikes. Using his agility and combat skills, Heracles outmaneuvered Cacus, delivering a series of devastating blows. The battle reached its climax as Heracles, with a final, powerful strike, defeated Cacus, ending the giant's reign of terror. With Cacus defeated, Heracles gathered the stolen cattle and led them out of the cave. The encounter with Cacus had been a challenging ordeal, but Heracles' strength and heroism had prevailed. He continued his journey, the stolen cattle safely returned to the herd. As he continued eastward, Heracles faced additional obstacles, including hostile tribes and treacherous terrain. Despite these challenges, his determination never wavered. The journey was long and grueling, but Heracles remained focused on his goal, driven by the need to complete his labor and achieve redemption. Upon reaching the Alps, Heracles faced yet another challenge. The mountain range was a formidable barrier, but Heracles, with his immense strength and perseverance, managed to find a way through. He carved a path through the mountains, overcoming the natural obstacles that lay in his way. Finally, after many months of travel and countless trials, Heracles returned to Greece with the cattle of Geryon. The journey had tested his strength, endurance, and resolve, but he emerged victorious, having completed the 10th labor assigned to him by King Eurystheus. Heracles' return to Greece was met with awe and admiration. The people marveled at his achievements and the incredible feats he had performed. However, King Eurystheus, ever envious and fearful of Heracles' strength and valor, was less enthusiastic. Despite his reluctance, Eurystheus had no choice but to acknowledge Heracles' success. The king, who had hoped that the labors would lead to Heracles' downfall, was once again proven wrong. Heracles had not only completed the task, but had also demonstrated his unparalleled strength, courage, and determination. The 10th labor of Heracles stands as a testament to his courage, strength, and determination. It is a tale that reminds us that no matter how insurmountable the challenge, perseverance and bravery can overcome any obstacle. Heracles' journey is a powerful narrative of redemption, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. His ability to face and overcome seemingly impossible challenges serves as a powerful reminder that we all have the potential to achieve greatness, no matter the odds. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mythstory and Legends for more incredible tales from ancient mythology. Until next time, may the spirit of adventure guide your path.